Yo, so what's happening, YouTube family? Jeremy Doodoo here, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, I am a UX designer who currently works at Salesforce. But 6 years ago, I used to work as a social media manager, a mentor and teacher to inner city youth. I was a barber, I was a DJ, I did a ton of stuff. And on this channel, I just share a lot of the things that I've learned over the past 6 years to help aspiring UX designers in their own design journey to becoming the best UX designer that they could possibly be. In this video, I wanted to talk about a few of the sites that I use for inspiration when it comes to product design for mobile applications and websites. So hopefully by the end of this video, if you're looking for some inspiration, you know where to find it. Now, this first site that I'm going to show you guys is called mobbin.design, and I use this site most often because I specialize in mobile design at work. And oftentimes I need to use patterns that people recognize and are familiar with when it comes to a mobile application. So what you see here, these are screenshots for an app called Kitchen Stories. But if I scroll down the page, you can see that they showcase a lot of popular applications that people use. So there's Apple News, Headspace, IRL, Cash App, Adidas, Slack. And instead of me downloading the app and taking screenshots there and airdropping it into a sketch file, I'll go here and just check out how that stuff works. They don't have every application that's in the iOS App Store, but they have a lot of the popular ones. So as you can see here, I can also search for the app itself. So it says try Lyft. If I search for Lyft, see that. I know they also have the Uber app, but let me talk about how I might use this website, right? So on my most recent project, I had to design an iOS app where we were using the HIG standards, which stands for Human Interface Guideline, and it's a design system that was developed and designed by Apple. So they use a lot of patterns that are familiar to millions and millions of users, right? So if I click into one of these screenshots here, I can see how the Apple News app works. So there's a welcome screen. Then when you click on continue, then you get some kind of alert message. And then when you click on try 1 month free, I can see that there's a loading state. So these are things that I would need to understand how Apple uses in order to adopt some of those same patterns and the apps that I'm designing for, right? So if I need to understand how a navigation might work, I can see that here. There's a chevron on the left side. There's an action button on the right. If I need some kind of table layout on a profile page or something, I could see how that might look right here, where there's content on the left side, there's a chevron on the right. If I need to see how a text field might work, I could see that on the left side of my cursor right here where it says something else, tell us a little more. That's a little text field right there. So if you're designing a mobile app, definitely check out mobbin.design. Now this next site is called httpster.net. I'm just gonna call it hipster because I think that's what they're trying to say. Now I come to this site to get inspiration for sites that look like they were developed and designed by creative agencies. Right, so I'll hover over one of these cards here and you can see that this eye, if I click on that, I get a screenshot of how that web page looks, and then there's some tags that represent some of the things that person tagged this page for. And if I hover over this other thing here, it says visit website, and I can visit the site and see how that looks. So this is a coffee website, right? And if I scroll down the page, ooh, check that out. So they got some nice animations going on, nice white space. The way that they use white space looks really good. Ooh, look at that, that flew out. And it doesn't look too intrusive, but yeah, it definitely looks like it tells a story. So the way they use type, all their images, all the illustration work. It looks really good. This next site here, it's called lapa.ninja, and they specialize in showcasing one-page sites. So it could be a marketing site, it could be a portfolio site. And if you're developing a one-page site, I recommend that you definitely check out lapa.ninja. And this is Behance. And if you're already a UX designer or some kind of designer who works in the field, I'm sure that you already know this site. But there's a little drop-down menu here at the top left, and I typically click on UI UX because that's what I do, right? But since I'm on UI UX, what I am usually looking for is how international designers use type, colors, images. So this catches my eye right here. So it's a site for Lokoto, fashion boutique. So the way that they use type and images and their colors, this looks really organic. It looks almost like an editorial. Yeah, well, that looks really dope. But yes, they developed that into a website. It looks like a fashion website. Yeah. Okay, cool. And there's another site called Awards, basically with 3 W's. And if I click on visit site here, it's called Le Cantich. Let's just check it out so I could show you an example. But I go here because a lot of the designers here are internationally recognized, and most of the time these sites have really good animations, and the way they use their layouts is really interesting, and it's not always, you know, the standard way of doing things, but it's really creative. You could almost think of it like these sites as music videos where they're just putting their own creative spin on pushing the boundaries. So if I click on this site right here, let's just check it out together. Damn. So that was a nice little intro. And this is the scroller right here, which is this orange circle. And as I'm scrolling down a page, so it's got like a medieval vibe that's inspired by the Bible. Ooh, check that out. So yeah, this looks really dope. So in case you want to get this kind of inspiration, definitely check out Awards. I think that's how you say it. Now, if I'm not looking for something that needs to be totally usable, but it's a out-of-the-box idea, when it comes to animations or a specific kind of layout that I'm going for, I come to Dribble. And on Dribble, you'll see that there are designers who have been in the industry for a long time, and there are designers who are up and coming, and they don't always follow the rules when it comes to design patterns for mobile apps or websites. And yeah, I come here just to get an out-of-the-box kind of idea, and see how I can adapt it to whatever project that I'm working on. I hope that all the information in this video helps you. I hope that if you're designing a website right now, whether it's for a portfolio or even a project that you're working on at work, that some of the sites that I showcased here help you in your projects as well. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.